Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Elgin. I'm Reverend Leland Bond-Upson, the minister, and I'm here today, Sunday, September 20th, to talk about Judaism as a root of our Unitarian Universalist faith, and also about Rosh Hashanah and the unfortunate death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Unitarian Universalist congregations have long had a friendly relationship with the Jewish congregations. When I was a Unitarian schoolboy, our fellowship shared Thanksgiving services with the only synagogue in town. It felt good to have new friends that were different. UUs and Jews were closer in outlook and liberality than to even the most mild of the Protestant churches, and this is still true. In the years during and following Roosevelt and World War II, it was said by Jewish conservatives in frustrated disbelief that Jews earned like Episcopalians but voted like Puerto Ricans. We hasten to add that one sign of liberal progress in our national discourse is that most people nowadays shy away from that kind of stereotyping. Nearly half of American Jews cite a commitment to social equity. Twice as many cite support for Israel, and only 17% cite religious observance. A significant number are willing to be taxed more to provide for the poor. The Jews remain strongly liberal, with no change in sight. They, and we liberal religious non-Jews, agree about a great deal, especially in our social values and in the better world we seek together. The other original great thing that we have in common, is ever since the birth of Unitarianism, is, of course, monotheism and the related intuition or sense that not only God is one, but that there is an interconnected unity of everything. Despite our harmony, we are very different in our customs. UUs don't have anything like the high holy days. So today, let's together try a small sample of their practice. The shofar, the ram's horn, is the world's oldest wind instrument, and it announces the beginning and every day in between and then the end on Yom Kippur. This morning, Sunday, marks the second day of the 10 days of awe, as the high holy days are also known as. Between the beginning of Rosh Hashanah this past Friday and the end of Yom Kippur at the end of Monday, a week from tomorrow. For those observing Rosh Hashanah, it is a time of considerable withdrawal from ordinary life. They will do this even while cruel COVID-19 continues to rage, our political turmoil is increasing, and we mourn the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, one of the crowning losses of the plague year of 2020. Ruth Bader Ginsburg died on Rosh Hashanah, and dying just before the Jewish New Year signifies to Jewish people that the deceased, if a woman, is a tzadakek, a woman whom God has held back until the last moment because she was the most righteous and she was the most needed. The traditional saying for a death of such kind is, "May her memory be for a blessing," which has been changed by some of her admirers to, "May her memory be a revolution." Jewish writers on the subject of Rosh Hashanah say that it is a call to wake up and to align with reality. The first act of the New Year's holy days is to reflect on one's life and how one lives and the standards by which one should live and what actions one took or failed to take. And then each person continues the self-examination and reflection on their life and character, deeds, and hopes for the future for 9 days until they reach Yom Kippur and the Great Atonement. And some believe receive judgment by God then, and some believe assignment of a fate for the next year. Fasting is required for the 25 hours of the last day, Yom Kippur. No food, no drink. When the fast is broken at sundown, The shofar is blown again, and there is much joy and relief and feasting. The pomegranate in the center there is used during Rosh Hashanah because it is thought to contain exactly 613 seeds, which is the number of commandments a Jew is required to observe. Why are these people spending all this time reflecting on what they did wrong? Is this a negative? Is this a depressing thing? And then we stop and think, well, maybe this depth of examination, looking at self and thinking about one's behavior and asking, how do I relate to the world? How do I relate to other people? How has what I've done been good for other people or not good for other people? All of this is a watching of ourselves and a look at what is the real me. Apart from these acts, how can I reach out to the world without damaging anything? The writers on the purpose of the High Holy Days speak of waking up, of harmonizing with reality. 9 days are used to strip away self-deception and denial and replace them with righteousness. We will now show you on the screen the first of 3 traditional Rosh Hashanah questions. When each appears, let us meditate on it for a couple of minutes. We can stop this to take time out for such a meditation. The first question is, what is the most important thing in my life? How can I reach out and encounter other people, guiding or helping them with love and adding to their lives and not just detracting from it? And this is a refreshing of oneself, a way to get to oneself and to experience oneself in the moment, because you have gone deeply into yourself and you have noticed and admitted the things that you got wrong while all the time you were thinking you were getting them right. And so instead of having to build a false reality so that you don't have to face what you did wrong, or instead of just not paying attention so that you can ignore what you have done, did wrong, did right, instead of that, you dive into it and face it so that you can be cleansed of it and then be in the moment with other people, to be there without a safety net around you, a safety net designed to prevent others from finding out who you really are or aren't, and what you have done or left undone. Instead, you are fully transparent with other people, interacting with them, absorbing energy from them, and giving energy to them, instead of living in a distracted, separated, dissociated way. We've come to the second question. What are the most meaningful and important things that I have achieved in the past year? Let us meditate on this for a couple of minutes or longer. We have been locked up by the pandemic for almost 7 months, and for many of us this has become a reflective time. Right here, now, is a chance to go even deeper into ourselves and consider what is the right way, what is right, and what am I doing right, and celebrate that, and then switch and ask, what am I doing that is not helpful to other people, not as productive? Am I straying from my plan? How do I be more helpful and more true to myself, my best self? What is my best self? When you have done some of that work, you can be a little bit happy and feel a little bit loving toward yourself for being capable of looking at yourself in relation to the world instead of looking at yourself in relation to yourself only. The third question is, what do I hope to achieve over the coming year? Let us take a few minutes to meditate on that, or longer. The message of the holy days is a very positive one. We don't want to mope about fixating on our flaws. Fix it, don't fixate. Wake up, harmonize with reality, inside and out. We have the power to go deep within and face ourselves. We have the ability to learn all we can learn about the world and its people and their needs and the planet, and try to address ourself to become and remain active vigorous part of a healthy, righteous, interactive life that will bless the world.